Hello, I'm Amber Hardy, and this recording is going to dig in a little bit to the department PLOs for the anthropology department, as well as new SLOs and assignments for my Anthropology 336 course. I worked on all of these as part of the Sustainability Justice FLC in spring of 2026. So the first thing I will talk about is the revised PLO for the anthropology department. We are expecting to update our PLOs this spring, and I was working on the sustainability PLO number 3. After moving through some thought processes and thinking through what we really want students to take away from this, I ended up making some minor adjustments, but I think they make our goals more clear. So the current anthropology PLO number 3 is on the bottom here, and my suggested revision states that we want students to be able to demonstrate an in-depth understanding of diverse ways that humans around the world shape and are shaped by their environments. And we want students to commit to applying sustainability principles in their own cultural practices. So this actually ended up being a minor change, but I think the language makes it more clear that we want them to understand the human nature connection and also commit to sustainability themselves. The other project I worked on this spring was my SLOs for my Anthropology 336 course. So I've been revising these as part of a revision to get the CEL classification for this course. I'm in the process of getting this approved through CourseLeaf, but have some other CEL updates to make. And so as part of that, I have revised my SLOs entirely. And so I want to go through how my SLOs for the class as a whole connect with sustainability more clearly than they previously did. And so what I've done was highlight or use green text to identify the sustainability components of my course learning objectives. So students in this course do review a lot of different kinds of media as well as academic and scholarly materials to understand local and global experiences and to really dissect the roots and consequences of a global culture of capitalism. So SLO1 is all about looking at the media and using different types of media to understand the human condition broadly. So it doesn't specifically align with sustainability, though I think this happens throughout the semester, as you'll see when I talk about the assignments. SLO number 2 is to develop respect for diverse cultures and describe their varied subsistence, socioeconomic, and political practices, and describe their diverse ways that systems of power are experienced locally and globally. Subsistence clearly is a connection of human nature relations, and we talk a lot about this in this class. And so we're going to see how that shows up in assignments in just a moment. My third learning objective here is that they need to demonstrate awareness of 21st century challenges, including economic inequality, political instability, and climate change. We have a pretty deep focus on climate change. This connects to our understanding of subsistence practices and human nature relations. So these are really related. And again, they're also related to the roots and consequences of global capitalism. Number 4 is very sustainably focused. I'm asking students to commit to addressing environmental sustainability locally, and they will do this through their community engaged learning projects using participant observation and reciprocal partnerships. They will also do this through the other assignments, as we'll see. And then reflecting on community experiences, needs, goals, and the relationships between anthropology theory and practice. And so these other highlights that aren't green, by the way, connect with those CEL PLOs. So what does this look like for my course? I have updated a couple of my assignments to be more explicitly focused on sustainability. I've been teaching this course for 5 or 6 years, and I have students do media reports. I adapt that assignment a little bit each semester. And I was really inspired by the existential toolkit, particularly chapter 22, that asked students to make sort of a faux newspaper edition around sustainability. And so I'm in the next spring going to adapt this set of scaffolded assignments to culminate in a newspaper edition. What we're looking at here is the media report's description in my syllabus that says, in this class, we examine the power of media to shape our understanding of the human condition through the exploration of current events. Through reliable media consumption, students will practice analysis and evaluation of real-world resources that inform about cultural interactions within local environments, how local experiences are connected to global power structures, and how all humans' experiences connect them to the natural world and to each other. So this is a really comprehensive set of formative assignments that build up this cumulative learning about how humans and the nature are connected and how this interacts with politics and economics and all these other things. So in this set of assignments called the media reports, students basically are expected to consume reliable news media 2 or 3 times weekly. We talk all about what that means to consume media responsibly. At least one of their weekly sources has to come from a public news source. It doesn't have to be a news source from the United States, but it does have to be considered a public news source. We talk all about why that's important. And we compare and contrast public media with corporate media in the beginning of the semester. Then students participate in formative skill building activities, which focus on responsible media consumption and also on human nature relationships. And so all of this coursework together builds up into this culminating class project that is new this coming year. And this whole set of assignments connects with my revised SLOs 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so some of the formative activities that fall under media literacy include a responsible media consumption lecture, where we really talk about how to responsibly consume and also cite media sources. We do a note-taking strategies workshop where they learn how to annotate different kinds of media. And then they do media summaries. So they're consuming that media weekly and they're doing kind of like an annotated bibliography for different media that they're consuming. And they build this up into a media report presentation on a topic that connects to sustainability in the 21st century. Along the lines of sustainability specifically, we cover a lot of assigned readings and multimedia sources, short videos and longer films, websites and web pages, as well as other kinds of media that's assigned instead of them finding it themselves. And so they will submit their reading notes. They contribute to online and in-class discussions around this. And we also do in-class journaling with a focus on sustainability at least once a week, usually more. And then the CEL coursework that they will be concurrently working on also includes a sustainability focused goal with their local community partners. So how do the community partners that they work with do work locally, connect with local communities, and how does the work they do interact with sustainability principles? So all of this formative work builds up to some summative projects, including that CEL final report, which is at least somewhat focused on sustainability due to the prior goals I just mentioned. And again, the new culminating activity in the media reports area will be a news special edition to go with their media reports. So they've done those formative activities, and then this new culminating assignment is based on Kimberly Sky Richards' submission in the existential toolkit, which I mentioned earlier, called Critical Journalism, Creative Activism, and Pedagogy of Discomfort. And so this is going to ask students to take their individual foray into responsible media consumption and understanding human nature relationships locally and globally. And they will create a whole class special edition of their various news reports. Some of those may stay individual reports, and they will also have opportunities to work as a group and really connect what they're doing in their CEO work, their media report work in this sort of news special edition. It might end up being an online zine or a print newspaper. I expect to let students have some creativity with what the final format of that is. So those are updates that I expect to incorporate in Anthropology 336 in the next spring semester of 2027. Thank you. Have a great day.